Mullins, they said he plays big for his stature, both in the field and at the plate. That's going to be a base hit. In his first major league at bat, Cedric Mullins will in for second. And RBI double to start Major League Day 1.
And all the players were saying, hey, go, you're leading it. I took their word for it and went out in the field, and I took the scenic route.
Hey, I'm a big Cedric Mullins fan, so Ced, keep it going, buddy, man.
Absolutely, Cedric Mullins.
My favorite player is Cedric Mullins. He's incredible in the outfield. He does things that border on superhuman out there.
Mullins is back. He's at the wall. He leaves, and Cedric made the catch. He did it. He did the impossible.
And Mullins drives this one into right field. That's a fair ball. That is deep. That is out of here. Cedric Mullins robs a home run. Cedric Mullins hits a home run. My God. He cannot have just done that. Oh. He cannot have just done that.
Let's go, baby.
Mullins hits this one high and deep, center field at the track. This one is gone. There is history. Cedric Mullins stands alone, the first Oriole ever with a 30-30 season.
It's crazy to think about, like, me being the first Oriole to ever achieve this feat. Guys that have come before me have, done amazing things for this game and in this game. It's awesome to be able to put my name amongst some of those guys.
The pitch. Mullins lines it center field. Back goes Margot. He is going to make the catch, but it doesn't matter. The Orioles, they have clinched a postseason spot.
For the guys like myself that have grinded through, being able to come out, put some strong years together in the past, and then continuing on the success is huge.
Mullins is your hero. The Orioles walk it off.
Urias played fabulous third base. I mean, pretty routine for him.
Play by Ramon
Urias, Gold Gloves there, and he got him at first.
The Gold Glove lays
Drive
out.
base hit on the first pitch he sees of his first Major League start.
Ramon Urias with his first Major League home run.
First pitch swinging, Ramon Urias to deep left field. It's gone.
Third base, diving pick up Urias, till his feet on the fence. He got it.
Urias here drives one into left field. That ball is well struck. That ball is not coming back.
Hey, Mama. I got some news for you. I made it. Started as DH in the All-Star game here in a couple weeks. I know, how crazy.
So here's Ryan O'Hearn.
Initial reactions were, I'm very excited. Fresh start somewhere.
Can he come through here with the bases loaded and one out? Yes, he can. It sneaks through. And a hearty Baltimore welcome to Ryan O'Hearn.
Can I give Ryan O'Hearn some love?
I love Ryan O'Hearn.
He was never a guy who was expected to be a franchise savior. He was just a guy. Got his opportunity. Now he is just a middle-of-the-order guy. That guy is a testament to self-belief and hard work and about seizing the opportunity when you get it.
And O'Hearn belts one into center field. O'Hearn! Oh, yes!
Turn and burn. O'Hearn continues to do it, folks.
Have a day, Ryan O'Hearn. Sliding O'Hearn made the catch. He got this one. He got it up to the third back.
O'Hearn to the gap in right center field. And that baby's gone. What can he do?
What is going on, everybody? It is yours truly, God's favorite host, back again here on the Flex Zone podcast, the only place giving you sports and that Orioles and MLB trade deadline coverage. The only place giving it to you how you want it when you need it on today, July 31st, the last day of July 2025. Thank you all for joining me. If you're watching, make sure you hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, hit that bell. The Baltimore Orioles with an active trade deadline, as many of us predicted. They pretty much did what they were supposed to do. They traded a lot of pieces, and we're going to talk all about it. We're going to break down all the trades and kind of go around the MLB and kind of look at some of the moves that were made. But I have a very special guest from the one, the only Die Sporting Network. You can check out his channel covering high school sports better than anybody. The Flex Zone Day One original. My boy, my brother, the one and only D. O'Damas, lifelong Orioles fan. What's up, D?
What's going on with you?
Nothing much, man. How you feeling initially hearing about all these trades? I got all the names, but I want to hear your thoughts on today. We kind of expected them to sell.
Yeah, definitely, man. A lot of people was hoping right at the All-Star break that they was gonna make a run. I was like, it's too many teams within the jump. The division alone was tough. They had to be sellers here at the deadline, and I thought for the organization they did the right thing, man. Did the right thing. I know some people's heartbroken. Mullins, got the torch passed. You kind of played that clip. Adam Jones kind of was passing the torch to him. He is definitely an Orioles Hall of Famer. When they do Orioles Hall of Fame, Cedric Mullins will definitely be an Orioles Hall of Famer, and maybe O'Hara too, man, for that matter. But definitely Mullins. But if these guys wasn't going to get re-signed, they wasn't coming back. The best move to make was to trade them to get value back to help the minor league system. And I know Byron will go through the trades, but the Orioles definitely helped themselves out with a lot of pitching back from these trades. A lot of pitching.
Like you said, the replenishing the farm system. But let's stop and park at Mullins for a second, D. We've seen Adam Jones. We've seen Nick Markakis. We've seen even guys like Austin Hayes. You can go back to Frank Robinson. You can go back to the great outfielders of Orioles past. 784 games, 15.4 B-WAR, 101 home runs, 139 stolen bases, 744 OPS, 107 OPS plus, 2021 All-Star. The only 30-30 season in Orioles history in 2021. Don't understand this one, D. Only one Gold Glove finalist. He should have won multiple, but like you said, a future member of that Orioles Hall of Fame.
No question about it, Byron. I didn't know he only had one. Did he even get the Golden Glove?
It was just the finalist in 2022. Yep, just the finalist.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I thought he at least got one, man, because he was definitely. We just seen it. What was that? Yesterday or Tuesday, man? He had an unbelievable catch in the outfield once again, man, and he was a part of that Orioles playoff run. It was disappointing. He lost in the ALDS to the Rangers, and then last year losing to the Royals in the wild card round, man. But Cedric definitely gave memories. A lot of people love him, and we're gonna miss him here. But hey, as you talk about, he's with the Mets now, and I know you said we're talking about the other teams too, but I thought the Mets throughout this whole trade deadline was a big winner as a whole, man. The Mets really was out there working, and they're trying to overcome the Phillies, and I think they've taken the steps to do that now.
Yeah, let's look at the Mullins trade here. So we got Mullins traded to the Mets. And remember, D, this was rumored for maybe over a month. So this was a connection between those teams. And don't forget, they also got Gregory Soto from the Orioles. But you get three players back. Anthony Nunez, 14th ranked prospect according to MLB Pipeline. Ramon Gomez, 30th ranked prospect. And Chandler Marsh. So you get three pitchers right there, D. What you think about that return?
I thought it was a good return for Cedric, man. You get three pitchers back, in trades. If you can hit on all three, it was an unbelievable trade. But you hit on one out the three, man. That'll work. And again, I didn't think the Orioles was going to re-sign Cedric at the end of the season. So I mentioned a couple friends of mine earlier. It's better that you have guys leave like this in the trade instead of you getting to the end of the year, you get to these these contract situations, and then he ain't back, there's even more bad blood. So it was the right move for the Orioles to make.
Real quick, what do you think they do in the outfield, D? We got Cowser. You have O'Neal if he can stay healthy. You got a guy like Carlson. You got Beavers coming up in the minor leagues. Bradfield Jr. maybe. I mean, what do you think they do with the outfield possibly in the next couple of weeks?
O'Neal was only what, a 1-year deal?
He can opt in. He got a play option, so he's probably gonna opt in.
Yeah, he'll be back next year. Hopefully, then they can, if he can actually stay on the field, they can get rid of him. I mean, AK trade him. But I think Cowser for the moment will probably take the center field spot. Our guy in the minors, he's been looking really good. Wouldn't be surprised in spring training he really do it up and force his way on the team next year. So they had a plan to kind of not say replace Cedric, but had something in place. So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna miss Cedric. We'll miss what he does, but the Orioles had a little bit of a log jam in the outfield, and this is what you need to do when you're a last place team like the Orioles. See what you got and what you're working with for the future, and then what you need to go out and get in the offseason.
Well, speaking of getting more pieces, D, this one kind of was out of left field. We knew O'Hearn would be traded, but Laureano still had one more year. They trade both of them to San Diego. You talk about the Mets, the Padres go all in for 6 players. Left-handed pitcher Boston Bateman, number 4 in their system. Shortstop, second baseman Cobb Hightower, number 6. Right-handed pitcher Tyson Neighbors, number 12. First baseman outfielder Victor Figueroa, number 29. Infielder Brandon Butterworth, not ranked. And right-handed pitcher Tanner Smith, not ranked. So an NBA type trade, D, for 2 more guys that were probably on their way out of here anyway.
Definitely, O'Hare definitely was not coming back next year. He's had a career year. Only Oriole All-Star. Laureano actually had the best hitting average on the team and was doing very well this season. But I think out of this, I'm looking at Bateman, man. He's the top prospect in this. He's a hefty fella. He's big. If he can use his pitches well, that should be good for the Orioles in the future. And he's a left-hander, man. You got a left-hander. It always helps in ways that's different than a righty. You know, not to a right-hander, but that lefty, that ball coming through sometimes, it can trick hitters pretty well.
And how about this in the 9th hour? They got the senior citizen up out of here, D. Charlie Morton. He was looking like a roller coaster, like he was going to get released and he was going to have to eat that $15 million, but he turned it around and he was the best pitcher and they flipped him for something. They give cash considerations away as well, but they get another left-handed pitcher, Micah Ashman from the Tigers. And you know they get pitchers in Detroit.
Hey, look, I'd take it. Like you just said, Byron, we didn't know if Norton was going to get cut the first 6 weeks of the season. He was a disaster. But he was able to will it in, and now he goes to a Tigers team that need pitching. They're clearly the best team in the AL Central. I don't know yet. You want to say they're the best team in the American League, but definitely in the Central, they're the best team. And I think, and the All-Star game is a little chasm of what I think might plague Detroit, but they definitely tried to go out there and try to fix it because their 2 main pitchers was the ones that was giving up the runs to the National League, man. That's what you don't want in October.
D, we got news today that Eflin went back on the IL again. He's a pending free agent. I don't know if the Orioles are going to be able to keep him, maybe re-sign him. But what about all these injuries, D? Like 24, 25 guys on the IL, man. What's going on with the O's this year with these injuries, man?
That's been the biggest plaguing thing, the injuries, man. Rodriguez never was able to get going. He's still on the DL now. This is Eflin's second spin on the DL. Batista's on the DL. Adley Rushman was on the DL for a little bit. Yeah, man, the injuries, like you said, that's been the biggest thing, man. Injuries and inconsistency for the 2025 Orioles. That's the 2 biggest issues. The Orioles could never fight the injury bug, and then inconsistency. They could drop runs in one night, and then another night they wouldn't score many. So, with that being said, that's been the 2 biggest issues. Hopefully, they get their conditioning better. To get training better, because you don't want to see this many guys go down, man. The only other team that went through this year was the Dodgers, and as you see, the Dodgers got enough money to kind of ease through it and be able to get through it. The Orioles don't got them kind of resources, so when they have injuries like this, yeah, it handicaps them and it doomed them from the get.
What do you think about the Ramon Urias trade? He's kind of the do-everything guy. They trade him for Twine Palmer out of the Astros system. Really probably no room at the end. Urias still had one more year, but another pitcher, D.
Yeah, another pitcher, and Reyes definitely was a utility guy. I thought he overachieved the Orioles, man. I really did, man. I thought he overachieved. You know, he got hot last season and really helped them stable themselves, so he was able to at least get to the wild card round. He's going to help Houston a lot. You know, they got Correa back from Minnesota in the trade earlier. I think the Astros are trying to gear up because I'm not saying their window is closed or closing, but they want to make sure they're in the picture for years to come. Still, at least be a contender, a main contender this season.
They trade Kittredge as well, the reliever D, for a 17-year-old Dominican outfielder or shortstop, excuse me. Let me get they traded him. He had what, $9 million team option for 2026 to get a 17-year-old, another international player potentially. What they did with Basayo, maybe they're trying to swing big there.
Yeah, I can see that. Getting the guy prospect from the Cubs, and the Cubs trying to catch Milwaukee. Remember, Milwaukee got on that amazing run, overtook the Cubs a little bit. So the Cubs trying to stay right with Milwaukee, and they needed an extra pitcher. Because I'm telling you right now, relieving help is big, man. Relieving help is bigger than ever because it can help stabilize these pitching staffs around the majors with more guys getting used because guys are getting hurt, and got to be careful with your pitching staffs right now. You see the Dodgers with Ohtani. I think he didn't last too long, and I'm almost to the point now. You're getting paying him too much. I know he can do both. Just keep him being a hitter, man. And if you need to use him in a special pitching situation in the postseason, that's cool. But I would say he would be a perfect reliever, but he's a power pitcher too, as well as a great hitter. So it's almost hard to use him. But he's an example. You've seen, like I said, the Dodgers have so many pitching injuries. The Cubs, like I said, want to keep healthy. The Mets going out and getting Soto, getting one of the guys from the Cardinals, I think might be the closer.
Yep.
And you just want to have pitching. You're going to need all the pitching depth you can get to help you in October. You're going to see probably more teams with more pitchers on their staffs than regular players, and the utility players are big because if they can play more than one position, that's going to help a team not needing to have just the first baseman or just a second baseman. He can play first, second, shortstop, third, and outfield. That's even better.
And we got breaking news in addition to that Charlie Morton trade, they also acquired a left-handed pitcher, Dietrich Enns, from the Tigers as well. So he's in Triple-A. So there you go.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Look, I ain't expect Norton to get that much back. We got one guy. No, we got two. We got cash back. They can throw the cash out there with the Padre trade too. I mean, hey, I think the Orioles, for the future, looking good.
Let's look at the total D here real quick. So they start with Brian Baker, Gregory Soto, Sir Anthony Dominguez in between the doubleheader, Andrew Kittredge, Ramon Urias, Cedric Mullins, Ramon Laureano, Ryan O'Hearn, and Charlie Morton. So 9 people. What they got back, 37th pick in this draft, Slater DeBron. They got right-handed prospect Wellington Racina, right-handed prospect Cameron Foster, right-handed prospect Horan Watts Brown, right-handed prospect Twine Palmer, infield prospect Will Fry De La Cruz. That's the one from the Cubs. That's his name. Yeah. Right-handed prospect Remian Gomez, right-handed prospect Anthony Nunez, right-handed prospect Chandler Marsh, left-handed prospect Boston Bateman, infield prospect Cobb Hightower, right-handed pitcher Tyson Neighbors, first baseman outfielder Victor Figueroa, infielder Brandon Butterworth, right-handed pitcher Tanner Smith, left-handed pitcher Micah Ashman. So 8 trades, 9 players, acquired 16 prospects, 11 pitchers, like you said, D, 5 position players. 10 of the 16 prospects are either now ranked in Baltimore's top 30 or were inside of their organization's top 30, D. So that's what you got to do when you got expiring contracts, D. And we know the Orioles going to have to spend some money this offseason.
No doubt about it, man. Mountcastle didn't get traded, and I'm assuming they're gonna have to pay him. So they're gonna keep him and pay him, man. It was either him or O'Hare, and they look like they chose Mountcastle.
What do you think about some of the things Elias has done, D? We know he drafts well, but some of the offseason moves haven't really done much. But to kind of flip some of these guys and get something for them, and you still got your young core, Gunner for 3 more years after this year, Adley for 2 more, Cowser, Westberg, Jackson Holiday looks like a guy. I mean, they got some guys they can build around.
Yeah, especially in the infield, man. They got some good guys in the infield. Um, I just feel like Elias, the pitching, homegrown has been kind of not there in his tenure, and I think with these moves, he's trying to kind of get the pitching back to a point where it can be homegrown from these trades. They can work him in and do well because they've done a good job. Like I said, Holiday, to your point, Byron, he's drafted well with the position players, but pitching, it has not been there.
And I think this draft they took the most pitches they've ever taken as well. So you gotta take a lot of swings on those because they're either gonna get hurt or you don't know who's gonna pan out. Let's go ahead.
And to your point, Mighty Quick, with the pitching, we got to do that. If you're not gonna go out and buy the pitching, you got to draft it, man, and that's what you got to do. You're gonna go out and buy it or you draft it.
Let's look at some of the big moves, D. I'll start with Carlos Correa going back to the Astros. Also, it looks like Minnesota will include $33 million in cash to cover the remaining $104 million in his deal through 2028. I mean, the Astros got to be jumping for joy to get him back.
First of all, you're right about that, Bob. I didn't like the contract Minnesota did it. I'm like, the Twins are not used to a big payroll contract like that. And the Twins and the Guardians came out on fire early in the year, but they faded fast, both of them. And they both went under 500. And it was like, well, the Twins going to have to be sellers now, man, especially with Correa's deal. Get out of that. You've seen early the Guardians made some moves today, too, to kind of get out of that. So Detroit has ascended. The rest of the division in the AL Central is kind of descended down. The White Sox are in a full rebuild. The Royals, sooner or later, is going to have to start doing something with their present and future. And Cleveland and Minnesota regrouping. But Houston, like I mentioned earlier, they're trying to at least stay in contention this year and try to stay in the conversation. They have slow starts, but when they get it going, boy, they get it rolling, and they have been able to turn it around once again and lead the AL West with the Seattle Mariners and Texas Rangers kind of competing behind them. It's not as like Houston's running away with the West, but they're all controlling.
What about Seattle, D? Because they made a lot of moves to get some offense. We know they have pitching. They get Josh Naylor and they get Eugenio Suarez, who's red hot from the Diamondbacks, pair them together, and looks like the Diamondbacks trade Merrill Kelly to the Rangers. Do you take the Mariners? They would be a wild card right now. Could they be a sneaky team? And don't forget Kyle Riley. He leads the league in home runs.
Yeah, he does. The Mariners for several years, their offense has been really the issue out there in Seattle, and seemed like between Kyle Riley's emergence and the trades they made, they're trying to offensively get better so they can at least be in the postseason to face off against teams that have good pitching staffs. Because offensively, defensively and pitching, the Mariners been right there, man, the last couple of years, but they haven't been able offensively to really get it going, and they can get the pieces together. They can at least make a playoff run and be respected.
What about San Diego was really aggressive today, D. They made a lot of moves. They've been aggressive as of late. I'm surprised they had any prospects left for the Orioles. But, I mean, is this their year where they have to? I know they got a lot of free agents coming up. Is this all or nothing for them this year, even though they still got to go through the Dodgers?
That's the bad part. They still got to go through the Dodgers. But to your point, I think it is all enough, man, because they do got a lot of free agents they got a part of, and they're going to have to really make some decisions in the offseason and see how far they need to go and how far they need to get, because they lost to the Dodgers last year. The year before, they lost in the NLCS to the Phillies, and they got to see where they're at, man. the Giants, they was hanging in there. They kind of faded a little bit, and they became a seller today. I think the Giants is looking up and saying, "Man, we're not gonna catch our West mates." The Central team, the two major Central teams look good, and the two East teams look good. So I think the Giants has made the decision. We're gonna sell and try to regroup for next year as well.
We got to talk about those Yankees, or Stankies as we call them. They get David Bednar from the Pirates, their closer. They also get the shortstop from the Rays. What's his name? Oh boy.
Which is funny, Byron, because they was playing the Rays today, so he literally got traded mid-game.
Yeah, so I'm like, what is going on? What is going on there? I mean, and then they traded with the Rockies. They got the third baseman and they got the reliever Baker from the Rockies as well. So the Yankees trying to load up their bullpen and their pitching.
Well, the Yankees' biggest problem has been their bullpen. All year they've blown so many leads because of it, and the Judge being out is big for them.
Jose Caballero, that's his name.
Now you would think, Byron, their pitching, you would thought their starting pitching would be the struggle because they lost their two main players on the pitching staff, and Freed was supposed to come in and at least be the two. He had to end up being the ace. And their starting pitching staff has done well, but their bullpen has just blown it at times this season, and they tried to bolster that up to try to catch the Blue Jays, which before they came to Baltimore was on fire. The Red Sox was on fire until the All-Star break, which they had to play the three top divisional leaders at the time in the National League, and that kind of brought the Red Sox back down to earth a little bit, even though they did beat the Dodgers 2 out of 3. But they want to stay ahead of the Red Sox. I think the Rays might. Then I ain't gonna say they're done, but it's gonna be tough for Tampa Bay. They're gonna need a little help in the East. With the East
they love to make trades. They love to trade players away and get more prospects.
Yeah, the Rays are the home prospect you. Prospect you.
And the Tigers also got Kyle Flanagan from the Nationals as well, D. And also the Padres got Mason Miller and JP Sears from the A's. I know the A's stink out in Sacramento, but they got some good young players they just got from San Diego as well.
Yeah, I think the A's are biding their time till they get to Vegas, and then they'll try to really piece it together then and try to go all out. The Nationals was a seller.
Yeah.
The Pirates as well. They're not trading schemes no time soon, but they need to kind of consider, hey, man, we got this great ace. We got to start trying to at least try to build around him.
Right.
Try to compete in the Central. Can't have an ace like that and don't be competing.
What about the Blue Jays, D? They're kind of that team that's always spending money, but they never really get it done in the playoffs. They're first place, even though the Orioles took 3 out of 4. They get Shane Bieber. He hasn't pitched, but he's coming back. Their pitching rotation may have gotten even a little bit better as well. They know they can hit.
Oh, yeah. The Jays are an offensive machine, man. They can put up runs in a hurry, and that's why we was a little shocked in this Orioles series. They lost 3 out of 4, and they really didn't put up many runs until the game they won yesterday afternoon. But their pitching staff needed to get better. They definitely did it. And like I mentioned earlier, especially relievers now, there's going to be more teams getting these relievers to kind of ease their starting pitching staffs out. The game of baseball now, you start to get to the 5th inning, and then we kind of, unless the starter's having a good night, we kind of get to the 5th inning, and then we let the bullpen take over from there. So.
Like you said with the Mets, the Cardinals, they got Ryan Helsley. That's what you were talking about, the closer from the Cardinals. Yeah. They gave up 6 players to get 2 relievers. So they got Ryan Helsley. The Mets gave up a lot. And they got Soto from the Orioles as well, and they got Mullins today. So their prospects are gone.
Yeah. They're pretty much, because they said, hey, we paid Soto all this money. We didn't kind of did other stuff. We wanna get it done here for the next 2 years. That's look like the Mets trying to do. Now that's tough with the Dodgers in town and all that deferred money they got. But
what about these Phillies, D? That's another team that's all in because they're going to break it up this year if they don't get it done because, they've been close the past couple of years, but they couldn't get over the hump. And they got Johan Duran from the Twins, so they're going all in with relievers. It's really an arms race, literally.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought the Phillies was gonna do a little more, but they just stuck with getting relieving help, and I just don't know. I think the Mets today, as of right now, might have compelled themselves ahead of the Phillies to win the East.
Yeah, they got Tyler Rogers as well, did the Mets from the Giants. Like you said, I know the Jets are selling. I forgot Buster Posey is the new GM out there, former catcher in San Fran.
Yeah, with the Giants.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah.
That makes sense.
I think Cincinnati did a little bit as well. They got Littell from the Rays. They got Cabrian Hayes. I know Pittsburgh, like I said, they were selling as well. So you think Cincinnati got a shot? Maybe as a wild card?
They're in the wild card race. They'll be they started a 4-game series with the disappointing Braves. One of them games will be played at Tigerdega's Speedway, I believe.
Yeah. Yes.
And the Reds are still in it. They're a young bunch with De La Cruz and others. I got to see him in person a couple years ago. They was amazing. I really think next year for the Reds is the time for them to really make that run.
Especially with De La Cruz, yeah, and also the Rays traded their catcher, Danny Jansen, to the Reds as well. I mean, to Milwaukee. How about Milwaukee? They're kind of like that team that, like we talk about the Steelers, they don't die no matter who they have. They don't get big names. They play small ball. They don't spend a lot of money, but they're well managed, play defense, pitch well, and I mean, they're always in the mix in Milwaukee, man.
Yeah, they had a great run here with that winning streak they had. They ended up actually briefly having the best record in all of baseball because of that winning streak. Man. Like you said, the Brewers always hang around, but they never can quite get over that hump to at least get to the NLCS or even the World Series. So at some point, I know they got to say what we got to do here to really establish ourselves as being that top team. Like I said, the Dodgers and the Mets have spent a bunch of money because they're two big markets, but the Brewers is not a big market, and they got to do it the way they're doing it, and it's successful.
Looking at these standings, we'll start with the American League. Blue Jays are ahead in the East. They got a 4-game lead over the Yankees. Red Sox made a few moves as well. You got the Tigers in the Central, Astros in the West, and then for the wild card currently would be Yankees, Red Sox, and Mariners. Do you see any competition here? Who do you like in the American League? It's kind of wide open.
Yeah, it's as a whole is wide open. I feel that I think Texas is that other team that's going to compete for that last wild card spot. I think it's a 14 race for them 3 wild card spots. I just don't think Cleveland. After that, Cleveland, Kansas City. I don't think those teams are enough. The one you're allowed the one wild card to get themselves back into it might be Tampa Bay because they always find a way, man. They trade everybody away and they come back. They find ways to stay competitive. I mean, look, they don't have no stadium this year. They playing in the Yankees home spring training area. I mean, they little engine that could, boy, but they find a way.
Let's look at the National League. Cubs, Phillies, Padres, and the wild card. I really don't see that changing, especially after the trade deadline. But you look at the East, you got the Mets and the Phillies pretty much going to be interchangeable at the top. Brewers up on the Cubs, and then the Dodgers holding on to that 3-game lead in the West. But the NL is going to be tough, man. That's going to be tough as well.
Yeah, the Padres. It was a 9-game lead, and then the Dodgers got a little scared. The Padres able to hang in there. Arizona and the Giants was hot early. Like I said, Arizona faded, and now the Giants in the last 2 weeks have faded now. The Cardinals was actually hanging in there for a second. They was actually in second place for most of the year. It was shocking, but they came back down to earth, and now they're in 4th. And yeah, the Reds, they're on that outside looking in unless somebody falters. And like you said, Byron, the teams that's ahead of the Reds all made big moves to kind of stay ahead or try to improve their situation. So it's going to be tough for Cincinnati, man. So for them to even compete where they're at, that's pretty good. But it's going to be tough for the Reds.
We got 53 games left, D. Anything you think the Orioles can do to get to 500? I know we're going to see Basayo. I think Mayo has planned. You talk about prospects. I think Mayo's starting to come into his own. Like I said, you got Beavers down there. We'll see what happens with Bradfield. They don't really have any pitchers knocking at the door, but what do you think about this Orioles team the rest of the season? I mean, the bullpen is going to be, duct tape, bubble gum, paper clips, Elmer's glue. I don't know how they're going to hold leads, but what do you think about this team heading into the last 53 games of the season? And I think, personally, they should just give Manzolino that one more year, and him and Elias just be tied at the hip. And if you get rid of one, you get rid of them both.
Yeah, to answer your second part of that question first, I would agree. I say almost done a reasonable job.
Because there's nobody out there, D. Like, I don't want Joe Madden at 70-plus years old. I don't really have a name that really jumps out to me right now that's really done it and would prove to be the right guy.
I would agree. There's one thing might be had to be patient like the monk. The Orioles schedule, I was just looking at it, Bob, before I came on. Let me see if I can pull it back up. But it's pretty tough, man. It's pretty tough till the second week of September.
I'm gonna pull it up.
So they got the Cubs, the Phillies, both of those series on the road. They come back and play the A's, which should be a little smoother, but then Seattle, at Houston, Boston, Houston again for 4, Boston for 4 more, at San Francisco, at San Diego, and then back. By the time the Ravens start on September 7th, they play the Dodgers that weekend.
Man, that's gonna be tough.
Extremely tough. Extremely tough, man.
And you end the year, D, with all divisional. You get Toronto, New York, Tampa, New York.
Yeah, and New York gonna need the games definitely.
Yeah, crazy, man.
You get a little break with the White Sox and Pirates a little bit.
Right, you got the A's like you said in there as well, and the Giants. So we'll see. But the actually crazy part is, D, they actually play the AL East teams pretty well. It's everything else they play bad. That's
true. They're very competitive against their own division. But you got to be able to get it done outside the division, man. But we got the fake football here, the Hall of Fame game on, which is this got to be the earliest ever for the Hall of Fame game.
Oh man, who you telling, D? It's crazy.
Like, I know we're in the last day of July, but it's like, man. And my Washington fans.
I was gonna say, what about Terry McLaurin, real quick? He wants to trade, apparently.
Yeah, he want to get up out of there, man. Washington, you got to get it done. He's been loyal. The receiver market has money-wise has doubled. Signed his last deal. Let's come to the middle. He's a big weapon for the Commanders. Because if y'all don't sign him, man, Trump might make y'all really turn the name back. Like, look, y'all couldn't even sign your own receiver.
How you feel about this whole Isaiah Likely injury, real quick? How you feel about that?
I'm glad that it's early. He should hopefully be back. I wouldn't rush him back because the Ravens are deep in certain positions, and tight end is one of them. So I wouldn't rush him back. Hey, if he needs to go to Cleveland, or Detroit matchup, let him be all right. But this got to be Byron, the most talented Ravens team on paper coming into the season in their 30-year history. I mean, the talent is overflowing. I mean, Mitchell, if he don't be the kick returner, man, he ain't gonna get no time. He's literally not gonna get no time, man. So
yeah,
that's just a big example. Luke was leading in the kicking race, but then he kind of faltered the other day. Yeah, he had a hand around his neck.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous about that, D. That's probably my biggest question mark. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I mean, I would say special teams, really, man. Punt, kick, return. The punter's good. But after that, everything else is a question mark. And we've seen special teams lost them some games last year.
You ain't lying, man.
It could bite you on the butt, man. Because look, marching the earth slim, the Ravens schedule ain't easy. Detroit's one of the teams is on tonight. They played the Lions early in the year here in Baltimore. So Monday Night Football, so it's huge, man.
D, I appreciate you, brother. How can I keep up with you and what you're cooking up on your channel, Sporting Network?
Yep, man. You can check out Sporting Net on the Twitter, Dive Sweating Network on all other social medias, mainly YouTube. We have the Brunson League playoffs beginning this weekend. You can see coverage of that on the Dive Sweating Network. We had Luka Garza, Byron, stop on by and help one of the teams, their primetime DMV, make the postseason. So he was able to help them make the playoffs. And we hopefully have some more NBA local pros coming your way. You can see the coverage. If you can't come out to the UA House downtown in person, and then Byron, I was just looking for high school football. I might have my first game on August 22nd. I'm like, God, Mike, the summer's gone, man.
Yes, D. I know football starts early and earlier, so there you go.
Yes, early, man. It looked like Mount St. Joe's Bullis or Riverdale Baptist and McDonough that night.
Okay.
It's one of those two matchups, and it's like, man, summer gone.
Well, D, long as I've known you, every time around this time of year, I get to speak to you even just for a few minutes, because it's you, me, SummerSlam, and we're going to get funky like a monkey, baby. What you looking forward to this weekend in New Jersey? 2-night SummerSlam.
Yeah, 2-night SummerSlam. I feel, and we've had discussion off of here, man. I feel that all the companies, I ain't just talking about WWE. Bad enough they're doing the Unreal stuff. That's bad. But with that being said, it's like, it's overkill, man. Like, we didn't, back in the day with the Attitude Era, we didn't have this type of overkill, man. Like, it's wrestling on every night if you want. Literally. Every night. Every day. AEW had a show, it was almost every hour. 2 shows in one day, literally. I'm like, man. You know what they say, too much of a good thing becomes a bad thing, man.
Right. I agree.
You might need to, just scale it back a little bit. Right? WWE want to do 3 nights, that's cool. They got Evolve if you want to do that on Tubi. I mean, TNA's on tonight on Thursdays, which I don't watch at all.
You got Collision on right now, D, live, because they don't want to go against SummerSlam.
That's right. They don't want to go against SummerSlam. That makes sense.
I mean, they should be on Thursdays, D, if we're being honest, but whatever.
Yeah, it should. It really should. It's wild, man. But back to what you're saying, looking forward to for SummerSlam. Gunther and CM Punk is interesting, man, because is this the time to pull the trigger with Punk? Have him win the belt. Is Seth Rollins' injury legit? We're gonna find out.
Right. You're right. And that team needs to win. Braun and Braun need to beat Roman and Jay, man. I don't care. They need to win.
I wouldn't have a problem with it, but I feel Roman and them gonna win. I mean, I was listening to Buster Open the other day, man. Bully Ray didn't understand the meaning of Bronson Reed taking the man's shoes, man.
Come on, man. I know Bully's seen a few backroom alley fights.
Right. He's like, I know one thing. I didn't get it, but I heard the crowd. And they got it. I was like, yeah, it got over, man. I'm with you though. Braun Breaker. I think Braun Breaker and Jacob Fatu is the 2 projects in the WWE main roster right now. They're trying to get hot, get them over, get them going. I do agree with a quote Triple H said. The women, and I've been saying the last couple of years, the women gets it more.
Yes, you have.
They're getting it more. You can tell. NXT pretty much Tuesday night pie night. That's what I call it. Tuesday night pie. I'm like, on the men's side, it's dry. Man. Trick Williams talking about, let's talk about it. I don't want to talk about the men's side, Trick. I don't want to talk about it because it's not good.
Right.
I'm to the point now. Put my boy Starks against Over, man. They look like they about to go back to Trick and Evans and all them again.
He ain't even on TV. They put Starks on 1 week, then he off for another 2 weeks. Like he back to AEW.
Yeah. They had a little injury thing. He went through the stage or whatever. Or bring up they got what's called with the North American title. I say he needs to be on the main roster.
Yeah, I agree.
I always said be in the group with Seth and them.
Yeah.
Then him and Braun, Bronson Reed could break loose.
But they're gonna do with Cody and Sony, man. They're gonna have a good match, man. I don't know what they're gonna do with that street fight.
Cena. Yeah, well, you know what? I'm glad it is a street fight, man. Because Cena can't. If you notice Cena's matches, man, he's not trying to get hurt. It's kind of, yeah, it's funky. it's funky to be at best. And street fight might can hide some of Cena's deficiencies right now. You can tell definitely. It's definitely his last year. He can't. It's rough. Some of the matches with him, it's rough. It's rough. It's rough, man. But I might check out a little bit more of this Unreal. I was looking at it a little bit earlier. Okay. It's hard to see the magician's tricks being exposed by the magicians. You know, it's one thing when an outsider do it, but it's by the people that doing it. I'm like,
Right. I agree. I hope they give a good show on Saturday and Sunday, man, because they got justified as 2 nights. Yeah,
you ain't lying, man. Raj in the building.
You heard SummerSlam?
Yeah, I see you on the airwaves. D.
Yeah, man.
Yes. Yeah, you know, we always gotta get a SummerSlam take. You know, the lamest party of the summer. 2 nights.
Yes, we'll be suffering. Yes.
Like I said, man, it's too much, man. Too much of a good thing, man. Become a bad thing. It's too much. You don't need it on every day, every hour.
Yes, every hour on the hour. Yep.
Anything final thoughts, D and Raj, before we can get out of here? Raj, let the people know what to do, by the way. Yeah.
Well, please, if you're new to the Flex Zone podcast, if you like this kind of content, please hit the like and subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Byron works hard, very, very hard. We work hard in general, but hit the like and subscribe button. Check out the membership if you want to join. It's $5 a month. Hit that membership button and join. And we have a big interview tomorrow. So
early. Yes,
very
early.
10 o'clock. So stay tuned for that.
Okay. All right.
D, I know you're doing the Brunch League, but check out D.Sportnet. And D and Raj will be together on Sundays. We're getting real soon in a little bit over a month. So there you go.
Yes, we will.
Yes, it'll be a happy time. Yes, hopefully.
I hope so.
Hopefully.
Yeah, no more injuries, please. No more injuries. For D at Sportnet, check him out. And of course, social media extraordinaire, Big Raj, always popping in. He'll be with me tomorrow as we have the illustrious Baltimore Bobby Trizett joining us, talking Ravens, talking O's, and previewing the NFL season. If you're watching on X, come on over to what we do here on YouTube. Vote on the poll. What Oriole will be missed the most? If you missed the beginning, I did a nice tribute play to Cedric Mullins, Ryan O'Hearn, and Ramon Urias, tribute videos from the O's. So check all that fun stuff out. Got SummerSlam previews of every match. We'll be live for that on this weekend and SmackDown tomorrow as well. Thank you guys for watching. I know football's on, Collision's on, TNA. So thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow with more on the Flex Zone podcast. Peace. Thank y'all for watching.
Peace.